Hello and welcome to Game Over Gerkinman. I'm Gerkinman, obviously, and this is Metroid Prime, also obviously, so you clicked on the damn link. And we're going to go and get ourselves a new pair of pants. Well, it's really more than a new pair of pants. We're going to get ourselves a new everything. Well, time to go and get an outfit change, I believe. So let's go and do that. Now, I just have to try to remember my way to this particular elevator I need to use. Sometimes remembering my way around here can be a little hazy. If I come up here... Yeah, that's right. I think this is the way. So basically I'm going to do a cut in a second. We're going back to Phendrana. Actually, I don't think I've scanned this guy before, so I'm going to do that before we do. Blood flower, able to eject toxic spores. Toxins are poisonous even to the blood flower itself. 3 mouth nodules protrude from its stalk beneath its flower, each with a rudimentary brain cluster and the ability to spew toxic fumes at anything within a 5-meter radius. The spores ejected from the stigma at the center of the flower are sufficient to kill this creature if they explode in its vicinity. So you can actually blow it up by doing that, or you can shoot those things and that'll toast it. Anyway, I'm about to do a funky little cut, so when you next see me, I will be back in Phendrana, so see you in a moment. Actually, just a quick little thing at the bottom of that room I was just in. I totally forgot about this. There's a little bridge here with a couple of fans, which is a nice little touch, actually. You can hear the humming. There's a missile expansion pack down here. So we're at 100 missiles. We're at, I think there's 250 all up, so awesome. Anyway, back to the cutting. Be back in a moment. Hello and welcome back to Phendrana Drifts. Now, I actually went around the long way. There's a much quicker way to get there, but I went this way because there's a particular item which I introduced up here, which I kind of want to get. It's nothing crazy, it's just a missile expansion, but, you know, I want to point these things out. And I actually did get one more missile expansion on the way here. It wasn't a deliberate thing. I went down a track which I thought was just going to take me to the next part of the environment, and there just happened to be a missile, like, in the way. Like, I literally just rolled over it without realizing getting across a particular platform. So I apologize if you wanted to see where that one was, but I think it's pretty impossible to travel through that area without actually picking it up. Anyway, now we have a super missile, we can scan that, and that will open up this. And as you can see behind here, well, as you will be able to see in a second, there is a spider ball track, which we can, of course, climb up here to get another missile expansion. So now we're at 110. Boom. Alright, I'm going to cut back again to the next little area, so back in a moment. Alright, I've just noticed I'm in a room here, because we're actually heading back to this base. You may remember these guys who we tried scanning earlier and we couldn't because they kept turning invisible. This is that chance. So I'm just going to quickly scan one of these stealth guys if I can, so I can finally read their lore. Very, very difficult to scan these dudes. There's one at the beginning of this area which I unfortunately was glitched out, and normally you would scan him because he doesn't actually turn invisible. But we're getting closer. They're not actually all that difficult to kill. It's just a matter of, there we go. This is a shadow pirate. Pirate forces trained and equipped for stealth operations. A select group of space pirates have access to sophisticated cloaking technology. This gear drains high levels of power, however forcing them to rely solely on melee weapons in battle. Use enhanced detection gear when fighting these units. So I'm just going to go back into using this thing again. But essentially I just wanted to show you what those guys' lore, what their little thing said. So I'm just going to kill these guys off, and then I'm going to cut again. When I come back, I'm actually going to be at where we need to be for this episode. Okay, so you might you might recognize this room as the room where I got the thermal visor from, and that would be because it is. But there was a door here we couldn't open before because you needed the ice beam, and now we have the ice beam. We can finally make our way out here. I don't know why that makes you open up with an ice beam and then go straight back to that. So here we are in a completely new area of Phendrana Drifts with a different music again. I really love the music for this area. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So our options are, we can either go up or we can go down, but the thing we're looking for is down. It's way down. Or maybe not quite that far down. Maybe it's through this door over here. But we finally made it, and there's some new things to scan here as well, which is always a pleasure. So I'm just gonna come through this little tunnel here. This is a new kind of beetle. So, ice beetle, low-wing insect with an ice-reinforced carapace. Averse to heat, this member of the beetle family has adapted to life in the sub-zero temperatures in the Frendrana drifts, growing a thick ice shell over its entire body. The ice is extremely resilient, providing the ice beetle with an extra protection and augmented digging abilities. So it's just another beetle, nothing particularly crazy or difficult about him. Pretty straightforward. I saw a bunch of these guys just chilling here for some reason. I thought they might have been like an ice-specific kind, but they're... So, we're gonna see two new enemies in here. You may have just heard something go, "Ree!" And there it is there. That is a new kind of Metroid. Oh no, get off me. This is a Hunter Metroid. Adolescent Metroid energy siphon tentacles increase its threat level. As Metroids develop, they become more efficient predators. An energy-draining tentacle allows them to attack at a distance. Quick to anger, a Hunter Metroid will charge troublesome prey and attempt to ram them into submission. Cold-based attacks are still quite effective against these creatures. So you can use the Ice Beam on them, which I'm going to do now. You can see that that freezes them. Very, very briefly. There's also another new enemy up here you can see flying about. So what's this guy? This is a glider, docile airborne creatures with an unusual magnetic properties. Gliders live a relatively peaceful existence. They have a magnetic signature attuned to common grapple beam technology. The sport of glider riding involves using a grapple to attach to a glider, then staying on it as long as possible. So there's actually a sport out of these guys, which I guess means that they're in more than one part of the galaxy. Later on, when we get the grappling hook, we can actually swing around on those guys, which is pretty awesome, I think. And then up there, that is just a save room, which isn't particularly exciting. But then something else we also have up here. There should be some around here. Oh, some pillars we can destroy. Now, there's also this down here, this little piece of a missile expansion. But we can't get to that quite yet. Anyway, we need to move on to this next area so we can get this next upgrade. So how do we do that, you ask? Well, isn't that the $1,000,000 question? The answer is yes, it is. This is where we came in. So I can see there's a... Whoops, that's not what I wanted at all. There is a pillar up here which can be shot down. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. That appears to have had no effect even though I was locked onto it. That's frustrating when that happens. For some reason the game kind of wants you to have shot them from a really specific angle. Okay, so here's the first one. So as I said, this is a save room, I believe, in here. Yep. Which is where we're going to end this episode, I think. Don't quote me on that. I think that's where we'll be. Come on. You have to hit it just right. It's a good thing I have all these missiles now. Otherwise this would be far more frustrating than it should be. Why won't you die? What is your deal, man? That's where it's gonna fall to. I hate the fact you have to hit them from the right angle though. It's just really, really annoying and impractical. Finding that exact right spot. There, see, why did that work while the other ones didn't? I have no idea. That's all for those guys. Yep. Alright, let's move on in here. Cute little hidey hole. La 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 la. I love the way you get those like little light beams coming off of the spider ball. It looks awesome. And here we have some more of these guys. Actually, let's try using the ice beam on these. See, the main problem with the ice beam is, I mean, it's relatively powerful. Obviously, freezing these guys is good, but they can evade, and the ice beam's actually quite slow. So once you hit them, you're doing alright, but actually managing to hit them in the first place is the tricky bit. Now, I can't quite remember from memory if... Yeah, you need the grappling beam to get up that way. So we're going to head the opposite direction. And here are some more new enemies. So this is a Gel Zap, aquatic predator made of electrically bound skeletal halves. The Gel Zap's brain is located in the upper half of its body, while the heart and digestive tract occupy the lower half. Linked only by electrical impulses, the two halves somehow function effectively enough to launch the Gel Zap to the top of Talonfor's aquatic food chain. These guys are kind of cool and not overly... You can only really hurt them when their mouths are open, but one shot's all it really takes to take them out. But here we are underwater, and our mobility is minimal, to say the least. It doesn't feel particularly practical. But it's not going to stay that way for long, because we're here to get something to make all of this underwater stuff a little bit easier, and there is a very, very, very good reason for wanting to do that. And that's what next episode is going to be all about. But we're not in next episode yet, we're in this episode, so let's just focus on what's going on here, shall we? Okay, we've got another one of these rooms. Pull up some more of these. Da-na-na. If you can't get into this music, then I don't know what to say to you, to be completely honest. So those ice chunks have fallen. I don't know if I can take this one out from here. It might be too far away. I want to avoid the water because we suck at it. And that's the last one there. So you might be wondering where I'm getting all this damage from. It's actually from those little, really, really fast moving, zoomy bat things. You couldn't really see them moving around, but they were running into me. And I believe this is the final piece of the puzzle. You can see there's actually a lot of phazon in the ice here. A lot of phazon leaking into the ice. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see the thermal visor, you can see the, well, not so much there, but in some places you can see the phazon through that. Okay. And here's another new enemy. What are these things? Aqua Reaper, powerful aquatic tentacle, part of a submerged organism. Similar in nature to the surface-based Reaper vine, the Aqua Reaper has adapted to a liquid environment. It shares the poor vision of its rock-dwelling cousin, relying on crude sonar sensors to seek prey. Unhindered by water, the aquatic Reaper has considerable speed and strength. So these guys are a thing. They're here. Not that they're too much of a bother. This guy, on the other hand, is getting a bit snippy with us. Oh well. So what he actually, like, when he starts doing his magnetic mouth thing, it actually pulls you down, which is kind of funky. Like that. There you go. And that was stopping us from being able to jump properly, well, as properly as you can in the water at the moment. So not a big threat, but they can be a little bit of a pain occasionally. And come on, there's another one down in here. Not that he lasted long either. And hey, lo and behold, there's something in the water here. What is that? What is this strange symbol embedded in the ice? It's purple. Gravity suit acquired. Movement in liquid environments is no longer hindered. You can also see that our vision is cleared up here, so now we can move around in water just like we are above the surface. Pretty awesome. So we're just going to make our way back to the save point now. You can see there's kind of these frozen fish in here. I think that's kind of neat. Nice little touch. Oh, my damn way, tentacles. Cut that up. At least I think I'm supposed to leave the same way I came in. I don't actually remember. Maybe I'm not. I'm starting to feel like maybe I'm not. It's been a little while. Oh wait, no, there is another door out here. Never mind. It's outside of the water. So because of the weight of the water, I couldn't actually jump out onto the ice originally. Now I can. So I actually really like the design of these environments too. These ice environments, I think, are pretty convincingly designed, aesthetically at least. They do look like old icy sort of areas. And here we have, ooh, there's a drone buzzing around here too. What's he doing here? More phasing through the ice. So obviously the space pirates are getting involved here. So I think they were here as well, looking for that gravity upgrade so they could use it themselves. Not that they can now. Ha! Suck it. Take that, bitch! Alright. Let's quickly make our way out of here and make our way to the save point. So we can call this episode a day. It's so much easier to move around now. It's just crazy the difference you feel. It's like literally it handles exactly the same in and out of the water at this point of the game. So I don't know, maybe some people wouldn't like that for some strange reason. I certainly appreciate it. It makes exploration much more easy, convenient. Now, as stated earlier, this suit is necessary for the next area of the game, which is actually a completely new area. So it's always nice when we get to explore new areas. Well, I use the word new area loosely. It's actually a very old area that we're heading back to. And by old, I mean the first area we went to in the game, that being the Orpheon. So as I stated there a couple episodes ago, we got to see the wreckage of the Orpheon. And now we're going to go and get to explore that wreckage, because it's crashed into a lake and it's actually completely submerged. So that's what we get to look forward to next episode. I don't think there are actually any upgrades in the Orpheon itself. It's more of a, you have to get through it to get to another area of the game. But wait, what? Why am I here? Oh, because of the save point, yeah. I feel like I'm going backwards. Maybe I am going backwards. Well, anyway, just go in here and save and let that be that. Out of my way. No one likes your style. And we're almost there. So, I hope you had a good time. I hope you learned something. I don't think I really taught anything, but you may have learned something. Well, there's some more pirate lore just before I save up. All Metroids destined for phase-on ranges in the mines must pass inspection. So there's some mines apparently. Maybe we'll be heading there later on. The answer is yes. Temperature affiliated behavioral index for Metroids is available at all research terminals across access code LIF22. So as I said, we need this suit to get to the Orpheon, or to get through the Orpheon to access another area, and that last area that we'll be accessing is the mine. So I hope you join me for the Orpheon next week, and I'm going to save here, and I'll catch you next time. Or next week, next time, whenever it is, I don't know. I'm recording this so far in advance, right? Anyway, have a good one.